Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the one, the only Rumboyz Fantasy Network. As you know, it is our brand new series. I personally think this is the hottest new series of 2020 here to hit the airwaves. It is the Rum Report, ladies and gentlemen. We are live here with episode 2. You guys can check us out on YouTube, Sportscaster. This episode does get recorded on Spotify, Anchor, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, everywhere all across. So make sure you guys check us out. At this point, Google me, bitch. I am joined by the one, the only resident fanalist, Nick Howard. Nick, what is good, bro?
What's good, man? How you doing? What's good, Rum?
Yo, it's another day. It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood.
Hell yeah.
I can say it because it's not copyright when I do it that way. Cheers to me. Cheers to you. All the Rum boys and girls. What it do? Dilly,
man. Drinking.
Pull up, grab a chair, grab a cold one. Let's get into today's topics. First, Nick, how you feeling, bro?
I'm good, man. It's a good Thursday.
It is a good Thursday. It is a good Thursday. Rumboyz After Dark tomorrow. That'll be going down. Big fight this Saturday. We're going to talk about that this episode. We got NFL action going down this Sunday. This is lit. This is lit. You know, we could possibly say the most wonderful time of year. Let's get into the first topic, bro. So Zion Williamson is set to return January 22nd versus the San Antonio Spurs, the Greg Pop Spurs, as I like to call them. What are we expecting out of Zion's return here?
I think he's going to be decent, but like I've said on previous Rumboyz After Darks, I just worry about his weight going forward. I think him being smaller size for his position and overweight, he needs to get, like, you only get one body, man. Just like you only get one pair of eyes, one pair of lungs, like. You gotta get together, and you gotta be. If you make it to that professional level, you gotta keep your body right. That's just what I think about Zion, like going forward and long term. I'd hate to see him not take care of his body, not play so well, be labeled like one of the biggest busts ever, a Kwame Brown type guy. I would hate to see that.
You had to take the Kwame Brown dig, being now I'm a Lakers fan. I caught that. I caught that. You slipped that in there.
No, I didn't mean anything by it, but hey, man, I'm all about brutal truths, bro.
It is brutal. No, I do worry about Zion's weight in his career. I don't want it to be a injury-prone, riddled career. I mean, and right now it is too early for us to be able to kind of lay that tag on him. You know, look at Ben Simmons. You know, Ben Simmons came into the league, pretty much he did miss his entire for real rookie year, and then his sophomore year, quote unquote, was his rookie year. And maybe he could be looking at a situation like that, but he did have the major injury, the shoe blowout that none of us can ever forget at Duke.
Yeah.
And I think that has attributed to some of the damage that he has taken, you know, heading into you know the NBA season with the NBA preseason and stuff like that. I just gotta say that I fear for him. Last episode I did talk about, you know, we did talk about whether or not he could bring a championship to New Orleans. We just gotta first see if Zion is even gonna last.
Yeah, and I think with how he's been playing, I think Ingram cemented himself as the man on that squad.
Exactly. I think he's the hype is too much. The buzz is too much. And I think that's ultimately gonna result in either A, he's gonna leave, or either B, short-lived career due to injury.
Yeah. But I think if Ingram's the main guy and you can have Zion as a second option and any one of those rotationary players as the third, to take like the easy stuff down low and let him bully somebody in the paint if he gets his body right. I think it's a good offense. Both of those guys lend like their abilities and their play style lend themselves to work really well off each other.
Zion and who was the other player?
Ingram.
I would say so because of their length and their ability to spread the floor. It's going to be a matter of, like I said, it's going to be a matter of how healthy he's going to be. We're going to see what these two are going to do together as a team. It starts January 22nd against the Spurs. That is definitely a challenge. We're going to see how many minutes he's going to get. That is the first path to us really being able to kind of gauge Zion. But I agree, if they are healthy, look out. Him and Ingram could possibly do something in New Orleans, and maybe New Orleans turns out to be the small market in the NBA that ends up coming away with the chip this decade.
Yeah,
if they do it, then it will happen within a 5 to 10 year window.
Yep. J-Love says I'm echoing. Should I get a pair of headphones real quick?
Yeah, if you want to go and get a go and get a pair of headphones really fast, you can. I don't hear an echo.
No, you don't hear it
at all.
Oh, he said I was. All right, if I do it again, I'll go run and grab him.
Oh yeah. February 6th, NBA trade deadline is approaching. The Lakers are giving teams some confusing information surrounding one Kyle Kuzma, his availability. Is this good or bad for trade talks? And should Pelinka just stop with the BS games?
I think he's doing what an agent does. He's fucking around like, oh, I know you like my guy. Like, just an agent would be like, hey, man, he's special. Like, you should pay the man. Like, whenever he has a good, like, 30, 40-point game, agents go like, you should pay the man, you know? Like, and now he's doing with other teams. I think his value is low right now with how everybody else is playing, but he's still kind of going like, it's Kuz, he's a talent. Like, you should maybe trade for him. Just like how an agent would be like, you should sign my guy. Like, you should pay the man. He's playing himself because he's only gonna get a lesser offer the more he does this stuff.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. I mean, just to kind of add some more context there. Pelinka stating so what I'm being told and what we're being told by NBA insiders is that depending on what team is hitting the phone of the Lakers, hitting up Jeannie Buss, hitting up Rob Pelinka, what they are telling and what they're relating to teams is depending on which team is calling. Kyle Kuzma, of course, right now, not in the healthiest of state. From what I'm hearing, he has majority been healthy. The overall consensus and the overall report is that he is healthy. But depending on what teams are ringing their phone, he may or may not be healthy. I feel like this could affect trade talks. I mean, February 6th, I get this a little bit of a way. And the NBA trade deadline is not like we just saw, big, I guess somewhat of a big name, not a big name, really. I mean, Jeff Teague leaving Minnesota. We've seen kind of small little trades here and there heading up to the deadline. But I mean, this is going to be a big domino. I know that Sacramento has been linked to inquiring about Kuzma, and apparently that talk has been back and forth, and that one is looking pretty good. They're really the main and only ones that I've really heard a big buzz about. I say just stop with the BS, Pelinka. If the guy is on the table, the guy is on the table.
Yeah.
You're acting like me in fantasy football right now. Now I can make this joke and I can state this because I know exactly what Pelinka is doing. Okay, you played in a league with me, so you already know how I am.
Yeah, and I tried to talk trade with you, and you were being a little crazy.
I'm very crazy. I'm stubborn. I'm stubborn, and he's doing that right now. Look, we need a shooter. We just lost last night to the Orlando fucking Magic by 1 point.
Yeah.
By 1 point. Okay. AD should be coming back after that big fall that we saw him take that a lot of us believe it could have been a tailbone fracture, something or the other. We got to move Kuzma, especially if we can go out there and we can get us someone that can come out and hit the three. You say Robbie is awful when it comes to trades. I see you guys in the chat. We are recording on Spotify, so I don't want to read everything in the chat.
Yeah, he's going in on you right now.
He can go in on me. He can go in on me. What was that? What was that little shit's record though? I was
Oh, that's tough.
I was in a championship, little buddy, and that's what the Lakers are trying to do. We're trying to make sure that we get a championship. I think that he's going to drag this one down to the wire, down to the trade deadline, and then, boom, you know. No, I wanted Chris Godwin because your ass wasn't going to make the playoffs anyway. So I was like, psh. And I also offered you a 2-for-1, not just Jarvis Landry, you turd.
Yeah.
Gosh, look at this. Look, we're going to put these on the screen here really quick.
Oh, shit.
See that? Anyways, but I think we beat that one. Do you have anything else to say along those the lines of the Lakers and Kyle Kuzma with the trade deadline?
No, he just needs to quit playing himself. And if Kuzma wants to stay, he needs to prove that he can be relied upon from the 3-point line as a catch and shoot guy, even in the mid range as a catch and shoot guy playing with LeBron. Like, what do you have last night? Like 16, 17 assists, something crazy like that. Like, if you get open, if you have if you can be counted on and knock down some stuff, like LeBron will fuck with you and he'll want to keep you on your squad. And when you sign LeBron, you get the GM. Like, love LeBron. I'm appreciative of the title, but it's what you get with them. And I'm happy that my Cavs are building organically. But a problem I do see with your team is get KCP the fuck out of town, please. Like,
yes,
that man should go play in France. Like, trade him somewhere where he's just gonna get bought out and let him go across the pond. Like, that dude drives me crazy. Sign J.R. Smith. I know it's a fucking crazy fucking thing to say, but sign J.R. Smith. At least him and Bron have a comfortability with each other, and J.R. could hit some shit. You do get some Hennessy and I smoke too much moments, but
don't you put that evil on me, Nick Howard.
Dude, you would like him, I'm telling you.
No.
When everybody else is cold, JR is hot.
Keeping it kind of, I mean, this one getting tossed in here, keeping it on the NBA trade deadline. Per trending NBA on Instagram, I guess the Suns and Rockets could be in trade talks for Westbrook. I don't see that happening. I think that's just Instagram clickbait. I did see that Miami Canes fan. I know that you wanted me to bring that up. That's all I wanted to put out there with that one. I think that's clickbait. Getting into some football. Are you ready for some football?
Oh, fuck yeah, man. I can't wait for this weekend.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're actually going to start off in the world of college here, Nick. And I don't know if you heard, hide your kids, hide your wife. For those of you guys live in the chat listening, I do just want to make sure that this show is intended for adult purposes. But, I mean,
oh, here we go.
You got your kids in the car. I'm sorry. Sandusky Part 2.
Yeah, dude.
Penn State. I don't know if you heard about this, bro. But Penn State is dealing with pretty much a Sandusky Part 2. Let me just make sure I get this get this player's name right. Apparently, there's more hazing happening inside Penn State, considering that even Grados Matos, a player that is highly sought after in the NFL draft this year, he's even involved in this. Let's see here. So a former Penn State player is suing over a campaign of hazing. Former Penn State football player. Let's see. I'm trying to make sure I get this guy's name. You know what? It doesn't even Humphreys.
Yeah, Humphreys.
Isaiah Humphreys claims that teammates were stating, "I am going to Sandusky you," according to the lawsuit filed Monday. Yeah. Apparently, they would walk around the locker room stating, "This is a prison, bitch." Like,
yeah, and I heard at one point they several players pulled their shit out and tried to put it on his face and shit.
Yeah, try to put it on like the underclassmen. Like, listen, I don't know what's going on at Penn State, but as a father, my kid ain't going there.
Yeah,
ever. I'm trying to figure out how the fuck Saquon Barkley and Miles Sanders made it out of there alive.
I don't know, man. We don't know what happened. We don't know if they even took part in shit or if they were subject to some shit. But yeah, it's looking bad for them, man. Like you said, hide your kids, hide your wife. Your son's at home, let them stay on the internet. They're fucking safer there. Fucking when you go to church there, fucking cover your ass, watch your back. Like, there's some fucked up shit going on there. I've been making fun of. I called them rape state when the first thing happened, but now I'm calling them the sodomy lions instead of the Nittany lions.
Bro, yeah, Yetur Gross-Matos was even part of the alleged orchestrated hazing. One player had even stated that he was going to have Humphreys should stay out of, I believe it was somewhere in Florida or something like that, because he would have him gunned down if he came forward with these allegations. This is serious. Yeah. We're making jokes about this because neither of us are at Penn State right now.
Yeah. I would never go there. Never.
It sucks if you went there, but the fact that this is a culture of hazing and honestly, sexual misconduct of some really weird kind that I don't get it. I understand hazing. Believe me, guys. I was in the United States military. Okay. I played football in high school. I played football in the military. I still play football now. All right. I understand hazing. I understand roasting. This is not hazing. This is not roasting. This is just legitimately and utterly disgusting and nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's all that I have to say about it. Keep your kids away from Penn State. If you're a Penn State alum listening to this show, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know people that are fans from I know I got an uncle that graduated from there in the 70s, 80s. No, mid 80s, but it's a different school now, man, with Sandusky and whatever. I used to have a lot of respect for Paterno. His kind of legacy is tainted for me also. But on the subject of head coaches, how do you feel about the reports that Franklin kind of went at the player too and kind of didn't take it seriously and kind of said you will be punished if you go forward or badmouth him before he transferred to Cal. I think he transferred to Cal Berkeley, but he was looking at transferring to I think Houston, Miami, North Carolina, several other schools. I think Arizona State, and Rich Franklin badmouthed him before he transferred, as he entered the transfer portal and this stuff came out.
I did hear about that, and that's even worse. Coaches, you're supposed to be the leaders. They're supposed to be the leaders of the team, of the organization, of the locker room, and for you to to want to, and Penn State was having a pretty damn decent year actually. For you to, I guess, want to defend the actions of the guys doing this in the locker room, or for you to feel that it's okay and not stop pretty much the bullying, because it's not even hazing, it's just straight up bullying at that point. It's completely absurd. It's just completely and totally absurd. That's the culture that clearly they're wanting to keep there, and they're not trying to change. I know the campus outside of the football program is trying to change that culture. And I've even heard some people literally go out and try and defend Penn State and say that, oh, well, this was just typical locker room, BS type locker room culture. No, it is not. No, it is not.
No, like there's hazing, and then there's some sus shit like that's going on over there, and it's like it makes me like worried about like those young men, like were they fucked with, like were they diddled when they were young, and now they're doing it to other people. Like there's some shit in the water there, man. Like that like team gene pool is just fucked. Like there's bleach in that shit.
It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. Oh God. Moving on. We're gonna mark that at the 2208 there. God. Apparently from what we're hearing in the chat, I guess LSU just lost their defensive coordinator to Baylor. We already knew that this was gonna happen. This happens to LSU every time. Every time LSU wins, they go depleted. They don't make a national championship for like a couple of years, and they're back. Speaking of LSU, though, I guess we could kind of. You want to skip around here?
Oh, it doesn't matter to me, man.
We're gonna go ahead and skip around here. Odell Beckham Jr., keeping it kind of on the topic of college football, has been served a warrant today, and I don't know if many of you guys knew. I did retweet it and share it on Twitter, and I was honestly kind of jokingly about it before. I joked that Odell was going to get in trouble for this. I didn't really think that the cop was going to press charges, but a simple battery charge and a warrant has been placed for Odell Beckham in his home at his former school of Louisiana. Let's just talk about the whole situation, Nick. I mean, he was also, dapping players up with big face hunteds. Big face hunteds, blue faces. Like, let's just talk about the whole thing, bro. For one, is LSU wrong for this? Is the security guard wrong for this? Is the state of Louisiana wrong for this? Odell was kind of just playing. The cop was kind of pressing, like, bro, these kids need, I mind you, college kids just won a fucking national championship. And he was talking to the one offensive lineman, hey, what's in your bottle? Da, 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 da. Like, offensive lineman, like, bro, like, it's just like, it's Gatorade. Like, it's chill. Odell runs up, gives the security guard a good game tap on the ass.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like a hard, like, he didn't go Key and Peele, grab ass. Like, he didn't do that. It was a little good game. He didn't go Penn State on him.
Yeah, he didn't go Penn State.
It was a good game. It was a good game tap on the ass, and then the security guard, and he was like playing around and dancing, and then a reporter walked up to Odell, and he started to interact with the reporter, and it was done.
Dude, that's funny you said Penn State. Penn State would give the fucking thumbs up. But yeah, I just see it as like like we won, Blue. Fucking ass smack, like
Yeah.
like you should be happy. Like the police officer's from there too, and like that happens in a locker room. Like we talk about like hazing, like the Penn State stuff. That's a different entity, but like that goes on, man. Like that made me instantly think of fucking Ocho Cinco's fucking slap on the ass to his lawyer in court, and he's like, but like he didn't mean anything by it. Like he did that. That's what those guys do. That's what we all used to do.
Exactly.
Like, still, like I would do it to fuck with somebody, like just in like playing ball at the
exactly.
The quarter, like somebody hits a fucking nice shot, like I'm gonna give you nugs. Like you walk by me, don't see it, I'm gonna give you 7. It's like, yeah, the boy, man. Yeah. Like they just won a championship. Like like you're celebrating. Like like Odell's passionate. Like that shit to me was just like petty. Like that cop just got offended. I
Look, I hate to go all Pat McAfee right now, but them damn old whites.
Yeah, dude, for real. Like I was just about to say, like, I hope there's no like racial like connotation with it, or I hope he's like doesn't have that type of hate in his heart. But like that's what it like looks like. But what made me laugh more was fucking Odell trying to piss him off, like after the fact, like, oh, you ain't mad, and then doing the get in his face. Like, that's what cracked me up.
Bro, real talk, right? I don't really think that I don't think that he really was upset. I don't think that the guard was going to file any charges anyways, right? Here's what I really think. Dun dun dun. Conspiracy theory time. I think the NCAA needed something else to stick behind Odell because let's face it, unless you have someone legitimately following, those players, Justin Jefferson and the other players, Joe Burrow and everyone else that received those $100 bills, unless you're following them to their local Winn-Dixie, their local King Supers, their Raps or whatever, to spend that money, look, there's nothing that you can say or that you can do. So I think in order to have something else stick, I think the NCAA was like, listen, hey, buddy, old pal here, you know how we do down here in the South. We're going to go ahead and press them charges so we can make sure that this sticks, so we can get some money out of Odell. They're going to try and extort like a free pair of cleats, like more LSU signed stuff, so they can put up in the hall. It's all a game. I think it's all a game. Did you know that the simple battery charge for where he's being charged carries a minimal jail sentence of 6 months and $1,000 fine?
Yeah.
Now you're not going to put OBJ in jail. Like the state of Louisiana would riot, and you don't want them fools popping off in New Orleans, baby.
Yeah, there'll be some more fucking bad voodoo, fucking bad juju down there, man. If shit like that happens, they probably curse themselves just like they do at the Saints.
Bro, it would be Katrina Part 2 with all the looting and everything, bro. People would be stealing TVs and shit. It would be like Rodney King riots all over again if Odell got locked up in the state of Louisiana for even a day over this.
Yeah.
Even a day. Your team, your state just won a national championship. Go Tigers. Louisiana, drop the charges.
Right, they should be happy, man. Like it was like a celebratory moment. Like, and you're in a locker room, dude. Like that shit happens in a locker room. Like you're from there. Like you're a cop, you're a guard, you're working the game there. Like you're from there. Like you should be happy. Like you should have fucking like took that and like turned around like, yeah, high five. Like we just want to ship, but.
Odell should have off. He should just unzip the fanny pack and just be like, here, bro, shut up. Stop being a little bitch.
Right. Yeah, I think, too, that I don't know if it was, like, racially driven or, like you said, like McAfee, old whites or being down south. But I don't know. Maybe it's partly that cop only makes, like, 30 to, like, 50K a year, and he's, like, looking at Odell like, this motherfucker wearing goat shoes. Like give me some of that. I don't know,
bro. The whole thing to me, even when I saw the video, it was terrible. Like it was lighthearted. It was all fun, Shit. Yeah. Like if I was a security guard, hey, pause, no homo, but I'm gonna say it though. If I was a security guard, Odell just smacked my ass. Hey, listen, I got a jersey, I got a helmet or something in the car. You trying to sign it, bro? Like I would have ridden off that moment. Yo, you already smacked my ass. Can I get an Instagram photo?
Right.
Like something, bro. Interview real quick. What a jackass. Moving on to the next topic here. Let's see.
Real quick. Can we add a topic in? Something that happened. I don't know if you covered it last week. I watched bits and pieces of the show, listened to it at work, but that Kyle Rudolph, like we were just talking about, like signatures and memorabilia and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What do you think about that Kyle Rudolph? That guy that got his gloves, said he was going to give it to charity, and then sold it the very next day.
Yeah, so we lightly touched on this last episode. This is definitely a perfect opportunity to touch on that again. First off, Kyle Rudolph, you and I both know, because we have both been in NFL media rooms, that there's a briefing. Look, for people watching here, I'm gonna show you guys something really fast, really fast. Hang on. I got this shit right here. Okay, I can't find it at the moment. I was trying to find my press pass. So pretty much whenever you are entered into any type of NFL, NBA, MLB media area, anytime you enter a media tent, or locker room, you have to have a specific badge that grants you access. On the back of the badge is printed all the rules. Before you are even given your badge, and you are sitting in you have to sign that you're a media member. You have to sign where cameras are allowed, where you are allowed. Everything is there, and one of the rules is that you are not to ask the players for anything, and you are not to receive anything. Mm-hmm. Which is why I didn't. Now, Andy Isabella, never mind. You did break the rule, but I love you. But you're not supposed to get signatures. Knowing this, Kyle Rudolph, the second that someone asked, and this person apparently did not have a badge either, the second that someone asked and you saw they did not have their credentials around their fucking neck, why would you do this?
Yeah.
You know the rules. So I feel like that this is more so Rudolph's fault. I felt like the dude that paid the, $375 on, what was it, Amazon or eBay? I think it was eBay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The dude that paid the money, he should be able to keep the gloves and keep the money. Because the pair of gloves that he got in exchange for giving those back, or for donating those to the charity, were worthless. The Kyle Rudolph gloves that he got in exchange, the Vikings lost. To what? Who did they just recently lose to? I just covered this game. The
49ers.
Yep, the 49ers. So what's the point? What's the point?
Yeah.
I feel bad for the guy in this scenario, but how much of a piece of shit of the fake reporter to say that they were for charity?
Yeah, that's kind of a snake move. Shiesty.
Very shiesty. And then you got in without a badge. Like, do you know I have to go through hoops? I have to email teams' PR departments in order to get those badges. How the fuck did you even get back there? Why was there not an LSU not ass slap liking security guard there to stop you? Keeping it here in the NFL. Let me see here. Keeping it here in the NFL. Tom Brady did post recently on Instagram a ad from his Under Armour campaign, pretty much of him donning a New England Patriots helmet, not the full uniform, just a helmet, and he was kind of like working out, and stating that the only place for him to go is forward. This sent New England Insta, New England Twitter into a frenzy, and I got sucked into that frenzy because you know me, every time that we're on this show, and I state that something's going to happen a certain way, and then everyone runs these other big shows. I'm like, hey, listen, I've been saying this shit. Brady's not going anywhere. But what do you make of all of this? And what do you make of the frenzy?
I don't know, man. I think it's crazy. I want to dip back real quick though, because Jake said some funny shit in the chat. He said maybe their ass slap convinced the guard to let him through. If that's the case, that guard's a Penn State guard. But the whole thing with Brady though, like I don't know, like I think that was filmed before. Like I think it was filmed like when he was like not beefing with the Patriots before they lost, like going back like with like Baker, like he gets the knock about it, making all those commercials. Not a lot of people know, like he filmed I think like 2 or 3 of them before he even played that first Monday night against the Jets. And then he had that game, he scored the touchdown or the extra point on the trick play. Had the 27 touchdowns last year, and then that's when like Progressive called like, all right, let's film all these other ones in the off season. So it's like I think it was filmed before. I think recently Brady is like having a pissing contest, and he's calling their bluff. Like he's got all the leverage in negotiations and shit. I heard he cleaned out his suite. He cleaned out his locker. He's never done that. And two, I really thought, well, I liked the move and the hire of Stefanski. I heard that there was a report like we were going to build a fucking juggernaut of staff and maybe make a run of Brady. Like I heard it was going to be McDaniels as head coach, Stefanski. We're going to offer him a ridiculous contract that the Vikings wouldn't match, and then we're going to get like Jim Schwartz or like you hear about Wade Phillips now. I heard that one of their scouts or I think like the assistant GM or somebody in their office with player personnel was going to come over and be our GM, who McDaniels went to John Carroll with. Mm-hmm. There's a current staffer with the Browns in the salary department that went to John Carroll with him too. And like I thought it would just be everybody come here, and I thought Brady would do a pissing contest with the Pats. And maybe come over to Cleveland. Like I know I was kind of dreaming. Like I thought he would maybe like come with what he knows and take over as the guy. It would help Baker and progress Baker's career to have him sit and like really get in a playbook, because 4 different playbooks in 2 years, that's fucked up. Anyone wouldn't be able to succeed with that. To sit him down and be like, dude, you know, hey, just fucking get in the playbook. Like know this shit in your sleep. Like know with your eyes closed. Like I think it would have helped his career, and it would have like made if Brady came and turned the fucking Browns around when Belichick couldn't. That's a fucking dig at him too. But I think all the leverage is with Brady. I think he's having like a lightweight pissing contest. I think he's setting himself up for if they come and give him a lowball offer, because he through his whole career he took pay cuts, and then recently he's like, no, pay me what I'm worth. I think they're going to come up to him like, Tom, you took cuts in the past. Like we had a bad year. We want to make another run. We're going to pay these 5 other dudes. Can you take a couple of million less? And he's going to be like, fuck you. And that gives him the leverage to be like, fuck you. Like they didn't want me. They didn't take me seriously. So now I'm out. I'm going somewhere else.
I think that no matter what the case is, I don't know. I don't even know if Tom Brady is going to even let them bid first. I mean, I think the Patriots they'll pitch first. But regardless what the number is, I think that Tom is going back. I do feel that the Instagram post was filmed, earlier during the season, because it looked like Massachusetts fall time backyard of Brady's old place. Now they have moved into like freaking $29 million mansion somewhere in Massachusetts. They moved like elsewhere, or like in Connecticut, I think. It was Connecticut. With Brady, I just don't see him going in any other jersey. He's going to stay here regardless. And I think that he's smart enough to know that no matter what the pay is, him staying is just the best bet.
I don't know though. It would be a real dig at Belichick. It would be an indictment on him, wanting to keep Garoppolo, Kraft going with Brady. Brady was just like, I didn't want somebody nipping at my heels like that, and that's what I heard, and that's what I take from that trade. But I could even see him like making a play and getting him like, I don't know, like a backup Andy Dalton just in case for when Brady hangs it up or somebody like that, or like a big name, or drafting somebody in like the first 3 rounds and like giving Brady that pressure if he does come back, like of somebody like nipping at his heels, kind of like maybe forcing him out sooner. But I could really see like Belichick and Brady have that like good business relationship, but you could tell there's like personal beef, or like not personal beef, but like two guys' egos that like they both think they're the guy. They both think they're the reason for success there. And I could totally see like if they fuck around with Brady, if they don't respect like him and what he wants, I could see it like looking good in his eyes and looking good in like fans across the league. Like I'll ask people in the chat, like I wouldn't judge Brady if they fucking like lowballed him when he like laid out his guidelines and they like didn't fuck with it and they disrespected the man. Like I think he's just in being like, all right, fine. Like I'm gonna go be a Charger. Like I guess I'm gonna go be a whatever.
Exactly. And we all know there's going to be those spoiled ass New England fans that they're going to want to go ahead and state and put and cry and bitch and moan that he's gonna go elsewhere. But to be honest, didn't Joe Montana do this exact same thing?
Yeah, he did.
And don't we regard him as one of about time? Didn't Peyton play in two different jerseys?
Probably.
So quarterbacks have played in different jerseys. Not everyone has to be Dan Fouts. Not everyone has to be Phillip Rivers. Not everyone has to be Dan Marino. Now, Brady's completely different. He has 6 rings.
Yeah.
He can choose to go wherever he wants. My problem is that if you go somewhere else and if you try and do the Brett Favre and you don't win a ring elsewhere or you don't make the playoffs elsewhere, you taint your legacy by giving in to all the people that said that you're a system QB. And that's the problem.
I think he would be. I think he is the GOAT. I think he would be decent or excel somewhere else.
You are the Michael Jordan of the NFL. You are the MJ of the NFL. You don't need to validate anything else. There's nothing left for you to prove. Unless you are going to go and try and get a big contract and go and chase your chicken in the final years of your career, there's no need realistically for you to continue playing. Go be a dad. Go raise your kids.
But he wants to keep playing, man, and like he defies the odds. Like
he does.
TB12 diet, like he's dialed in, man. Like he's not a 42-year-old or whatever he is. He looks like a 36, 37-year-old out there. Like when some guys like are starting to wind down, and he's still going. I don't think he's done. I do, however, think that the dynasty is not dead. It's not totally over, but it's winding down. And like I'm really watching and seeing what's like coming out of there for the next couple months and into next season. And two, another thing is like Brady's a man of like integrity and principle. I know for a fact he doesn't like them fans turning on him after 6 rings, and he threw a pick 6 to lose the game. But like
Brady knows Brady's a master of this generation, unlike anyone else of his age group, in that he knows that these fans are young, they're spoiled, they don't know anything. I don't think that really is going to phase him or sway him in leaving Foxborough.
I don't know. I look at it like the jersey burning is just like Belichick, like, and them two kind of like having budding egos, like thinking that they're the guy or like they're the reason for their success. And I could just see him like those couple instances, like everything, like every decision, every reaction, there's always lead up there. I feel like there's a couple of instances now that like lead up, and I think the final one is him saying like, yeah, I took pay cuts earlier, like I want to get paid now, and previous things happening, like the lead up and the build up to that if they lowball him, or if they say like we want to re-sign these other guys, we want to bring our safety back, like we want to bring everybody back, like Tom, come on, work with us, like we bet on you, like most guys right off in the sunset already. I think he would literally be like accumulative from shit that's happened. It would just be like, like I'm set up to fucking leave, like, and it won't even be judged or look bad if I do.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. He's in a very fortunate position. I'm excited to see what he chooses. I would honestly be excited to this is one that I would be okay with going on air a couple of months from now, whenever he makes his decision, because I think it is going to be months from now. And if he picks to go somewhere else, I'll gladly be like, he picked to go somewhere else. I was the guy that was wrong.
Yeah.
But I just don't foresee it. But we'll definitely see.
Yeah. I don't want to make like that as like a solid prediction, but I'm watching too. But like, I see the like lead up. I see how he has all the leverage in this situation. Like this is on him now. It just depends on if he wants to take that leap and see truly what he is.
Big facts. Big facts. As long as we're on the retirement, on the topic of retirement, this is kind of where we have a couple of just sad topics here. First one, all three of these tying in together, and all three of them fairly different. First one, Larry Fitzgerald returns for another year in Arizona. Does this help or hurt the organization? I've heard multiple different opinions on this through the Twitterverse.
I think it depends on how you think. I look at everything 360. Like I look at all perspectives. I could see why it kind of holds them back a little bit. Like they got youth. It's an older guy, like filling a spot. Like you're not gonna bench. You're not gonna make him the fourth or fifth guy. Like it's Larry Fitzgerald. But I also see like having a vet in the locker room with that young talent, with that young team, being a leader, and he's one of the best dudes in the NFL. Like I think even just having him in a locker room, it does good for any organization. So I'm kind of split. I could see reasons why, I can see reasons not. But I love Larry, so it's cool to see him play again. Like
I'm a huge fan of Larry Fitzgerald, and but I am also a huge fan of the game of football and the sport of football. And I've seen this before. We have seen this before with names such as Randy Moss, Jerry Rice, Steve Smith Sr., to where when you have these old guys that they're staying in the game for as long as they do, now going on season 17 for him, for Larry Fitz, and you have talent on the farm that you need to be breeding. Look, he's been around for a year. I'm not going to say that the young guys have learned everything they need to learn from Larry Fitz, but we know how this NFL cycle goes. The time is coming where guys need to start, hitting training camp and that all after the draft, all that stuff starts coming. You know how crazy this channel gets because we're in the mix of all of that.
Yeah.
I don't want to see Hakeem Butler, Andy Isabella, I know that Christian Kirk, he's going to be looking for some money here soon. What are you going to do here? What are you going to do? Yeah, Larry Fitzgerald is the Vince Carter. That is the exact same thing that I saw exactly on Twitter. Larry Fitzgerald has become a Vince Carter of the NFL, with the exception of he hasn't gone from team to team to team.
Yep. I was just about to shout out Koo for saying that. Like, that's spot on. I think certain guys like that, like I love that. I have an affinity for that. I'm like that. I love the game. I love guys that love the game, that stick around. Even if I was a GM of a basketball team, owner of a team, football, basketball, I would like a Larry Fitzgerald, a Vince Carter in my locker room to just show youngins, like, the ropes, how it goes, be a vet, lead. Like those are high character men too. Like
Yes, yes.
they,
No,
they both got to a high level, a high notoriety in their respective sports. Like Vince Carter is known as the Dunk King. Like he had a lot of fucking hype and a lot of audience, a lot of fans everywhere. Same with Larry Fitz, and that didn't change them. They're both like really good, humble, like down to earth dudes.
no, 100%, and I agree. I feel like it does hurt though, because you have talent and you have guys that have hands, and you need to be developing. I feel like if you do not develop them in the same respect as you signing him, and if you're not using them, if you're not using Larry to develop them, like if he was, I feel like if he was going to be brought back in any capacity, bring him back as a wide receivers coach.
Yeah, I was just about to touch on that. Like, I don't want to see him get Josh Cribbs. Like Josh Cribbs was like the man here. Love that dude. He was he was best player on the field for us for a couple of years, besides Dawson. But yeah, like shipping him away, like letting him go, and I think he went to like two other teams. I know he went to the Jets for a little while, and then after he hung it up, he came back here, and like now he's a special teams, like he's like an assistant. He works partially in the front office. He just like kind of just like got a job, and he's trying to move up within the organization. I don't want to see that happen to Larry Fitz. Like I could see him, even if he goes somewhere else, then retires out, I could see him getting back into coaching or getting back into helping that organization in particular. I don't want to see him get Josh Cribbs shipped out, sent somewhere else, let go, picked up by somebody else, and come back. Like I think he deserves to go when he's ready. You want to automatically be slotted into something with the organization.
You want to see what my Redskins did with Chris Cooley. We brought in Chris Cooley. Yeah, I like that.
And that's a good name drop, man. A lot of people sleep on Chris Cooley. That was my man.
Oh, Chris Cooley, the commercial when he put his hand through the drywall and caught the ball. Sick. Let's see here. Give me just 1 second. One second here, guys. We're going to get into the next topic. I just want to make sure that we save the first half, because when you're recording on this stuff, it's here we go. All righty. So getting into the next topic. No, I do agree though. I feel like it stunts the growth, but you gotta love having Larry Fitz in your locker room. Starting off here, keeping it on the retirement track, Luke Kuechly retires, and he retires in tears. At a young age of 28, he has many fans and analysts scared for the future of the game. What's your take on players retiring early in the future of the NFL?
It makes the water a little muddy, but I feel for him. Like you can tell in that, like that dude is an all-pro, man. He should be a Hall of Famer in my opinion, like no question about it. I don't know if like first ballot, like unanimous, but he should be a Hall of Famer. Like 8 years, 7 Pro Bowls, like, and he had a lot of head injuries. He had a lot of concussions, and I feel bad for somebody that loves the game, would love to continue playing, that still has his heart in football, but just knows like this is not good for my long term, for my family, for like life moving forward. And I respect that. Like I respect somebody that like has love for the game like that, but just knows like I need to remove myself, like to save myself. And I think it is an indictment on current state of football. Like that does happen, and it's been happening more frequently. Like they're doing stuff to clean up the game. They're making helmet regulations more like stringent, and they're doing their due diligence. But like we're seeing guys like go earlier and earlier. Like
Andrew Luck.
Patrick Willis went earlier. Chris Borland played one season, had a great year. I think he like got snubbed for the Pro Bowl, and he just hung it up. He got his money and he left. And I think you will see more players get their money and dip out. Like they will scratch that itch, they'll fucking get to that fucking they'll get to that position. They'll reach the pinnacle of making it to the league, play for a little while, make a name for themselves, make some cash, and then they'll ride out. They'll kind of have I had my fun with that. Now I'm gonna go like lead a separate life and take on something new. I think you're gonna see more and more of that.
Absolutely. I mean, just to kind of touch on and to add validation in the last 5 years. Okay, now usually I'm a numbers guy. Everyone knows this. You know, I'm a numbers marketing type of guy. You can get really good analysis off of you do averages based off of threes. So a 3-month average, and that can give you the projection for the next. A 3-year average that can give you projection for the next. We're looking at the last 5 years here of data. You already mentioned Patrick Willis and Navarro Bowman. Luke Kuechly is in this group at age 28. Rob Gronkowski at age 29. Andrew Luck at age 29. Cam Chancellor at age 30. Shout out to my Hokie. Calvin Johnson at age 30.
Yep.
Nick, you know how much I love the sport of football, and you know that I am probably the first person to go out there and advocate, being that I am till this day at the raw age of 28, still willing to go out there, take hits, get wrapped up, and I do it without the padding or without any of that. I could tell you that I can tell you guys straight up from experience. I had a hit about a month and a half ago, and I tell you guys, when I woke up, when first off, when my body went limp, both me and the person, I was moving so fast, and this person was so big that we both vibrated back off of each other, and both of our bodies went limp on the field. We got back up and we continued to play. When I tell you that I woke up the next morning and my head was ringing, and I hit my homie up. I'm like, "Hey, yo, Phil, are you good? Like, I just want to check on you." He's like, "Dude," he's like, "my fucking joints hurt." He's like, "I can barely move." He's like, "It hurts." He's like, "I've been laying in bed all day."
Yep.
Yeah. This we love the game, we play the game, but this game does hurt because this is a full speed ahead game. This game is like being in a fucking car crash for like 3 hours. Because we all know that football, you get breaks, and it kind of, not necessarily breaks, but, you get breaks after hits, basically. You get hit and you get back up. You make, you wait for the next snap, and then you're running a game. 60 minutes what's regulation 60 minutes is really about 2.5 to 3 hours. And during a piece of that, really quick, during a piece of that with Luke Kuechly, you almost saw that he did not want to give in.
Yeah, I felt like in like the 120, 130 mark, I felt like a build up to you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to stay. I felt like something like that building. But then, he really, he probably thought of all the hits, thought of his family, thought of the future, and kind of, reverted back. And that's when he started to get emotional. Fuck. I love this game, but I gotta. And, I'm feeling for the man because, like you said, with injury, and dude, it's like a car crash. It is. You get some trauma. Your body goes through some shit. There's a reason why they say for most organizations, Monday morning is the pain train leading to the fucking trainer's office for everybody to get their meds and get their fucking, my shit's fucked up, dude. I gotta be able to do this. I gotta be able to go again Thursday, Sunday night. And I feel bad to see somebody that loves the game so much and other guys like that. And they do get paid for what they do and the risks they take. It's hazard pay for that. I don't want to kind of say that guys should get their money and get out, but it is a smart investment. Like, you're taking a lot of risk, but I would hate to see like the opposite effect of the Kuechly, the Borland, the even Koo, Shadow Koo. He said Jake Locker. I would rather see that than see. I hate to name drop and like to a couple of guys like rest in peace, Junior Seau. Like I know how far he went. I know how much he loved the game. I know how much he just kept on going out there, and he paid the price for it. Like really,
Right.
like
His ear.
he's the man. But another guy that's currently playing that like I'm fucking scared for, terrified for, is Kiko Alonso. That dude has had so many head injuries, and there are clips of him going several times to the wrong sideline. One time standing over there for like a minute or two and like looking around for the water. Like that dude, like I'm sorry, like he's getting his body and his brain in a predicament going forward. That makes me concerned for him.
Richie Incognito. Richie Incognito is another name. I mean, look at how fucking insane Richie Incognito is, you know? Look at all the stuff that he who shall not be named, AB, is going. Like, dude, this game is it is brutal. It is rough. You know, one of the things that I want to add, you know, also on this topic is the fear that I have as someone that loves the game so much and that still plays. And it's a big piece. I feel that I'm a piece of the football community as well. One of the things that I worry about is parents trying to take their kids away from the game of football now. You know, because football is something that's ingrained in you. You learn at like 6, 7 years old that, oh shit, I like getting hit. You know,
or I like hitting, yeah.
Or either you like hitting. You know, it's not it's not like any other sport where you can maybe learn it, you know, a little bit later in your life and, you know, be good. You have to have it ingrained and have it instilled in you. And what I worry is that aspect is going to go down.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Getting in, we went hard on that one. I felt like that one needed to be said though.
Dude, it's a big thing, man. Like you said, and I said, like, we feel for them guys. Like, we love I would probably be like a Luke Kuechly. Like, I would want, like, it would affect me. Like, it would hurt me to just be like, I gotta go. Like, this is what my heart wants. Like, I want to stay and play, but like, this is like looking at family, looking at kids like that. It's just like, I don't blame him. I totally respect him for it, but I feel for him because that's exactly how I'd be. Like, I'd be so torn between like head and heart. Like,
I'm gonna give my league probably another like 2 years, and then I know that like, you know, 33, 34, I need to chill. I need to chill. But there is a flip side to this. And on the flip side, another player recently retired, amazing career, has given us an amazing 16 NFL seasons, and that is Antonio Gates. Antonio Gates retires after 16 seasons. Does he provide hope, or is he kind of maybe the last of a dying breed? And is this trend of players that we just talked about going to be more prevalent of the young guys getting their cash and dipping?
I don't know. I think you'll still have variety. You'll still have different types. You'll still have lifers that will continue to play, and you'll have the ones that like have some success, realize life after football, and give it like you will have differing opinions and people and perspectives of where they're at in their career. I love Antonio Gates. Like, that dude is a baller. I thought in getting your like little script, I thought you were gonna talk about like if he's like the last of the dying breed of like former basketball players coming over.
Oh no.
I thought that's what like you were leaning. I was gonna say that'll like never stop. Like, so many of those guys now. Like Darren Fells used to play basketball in France and then just came over and hopped on a couple of different rosters. But,
yeah. No, that would never happen. No, I feel like the last of a dying breed though, in the essence of the last kind of lifer. I mean, of course, you know, there's Brady and Breeze, you know, all the quarterbacks. I mean, but the quarterback position, that's the rules are made to where they can be lifers, potentially be lifers.
Yeah.
I
feel like too, he must have. I think for the past couple of years, I know you listen to Pat McAfee because you mentioned him a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
I almost feel like him and like some of those guys, like I love the guys that like he talked about that conversation that he had with equipment like techs and like the locker room guys about like taking his name tag off, and then when he like finally left, he's like, no, that's on you guys, like, and just like fucked with them. Like I feel like Antonio Gates like went through that. Like he retired out, then he came back, and like for like a year or two, he's just been like, I don't know, is this the year?
I feel like this one was coming. I felt like this one was coming. He's been flirting with the idea of it. I want to add that this was not the Charger that I thought that was going to retire. I thought it was going to be Rivers, and there's still time where Rivers can do it. But I really thought that it was going to be Rivers, and I think that Rivers still may retire.
Yeah. And another one, like we talk about. I know we covered it in earlier shows and podcasts and stuff like that, but a lot of these guys like taking their money, getting out, like worrying about their body first. You have, like the Larry Fitzgeralds, the Antonio Gates, and you also have the, Keeklas and those other guys mentioned. Another guy that I'm looking at that I kind of like, I wouldn't even judge him for it is Todd Gurley with that degenerative like knee issue. Like if he hangs it up, like if he maybe like rides out this contract and goes, I would not even judge. Like
that's probably where he's going. I think that's where he's looking. I think you're spot on right there. He's going to write out the contract and then hang it up. Let's see here. But no, Antonio Gates, no, short, simple, and sweet. No one was really upset at that one. Getting in here, kind of tying into to my series that I've been covering, the NFL coaching carousel. If you guys haven't checked it out, I advise you to check it out. I still got to wrap that up. Joe Brady is going to be leaving LSU to join Matt Rule in Carolina. He's going to be the offensive coordinator. Matt Rule will be the head coach. Matt Rule leaving Baylor, and Carolina having to pay $6 million in order to also get him out of Baylor to come and coach the Carolina Panthers. But Joe Brady, the offensive coordinator for LSU, is going to be the new offensive coordinator for the Carolina Panthers. With Carolina Panthers going with the college-heavy staff, what is the outlook realistically looking like for them right now?
I don't know, man. This is another one where I'm kind of like torn. Like Larry Fitz, like I look at multiple perspectives, and I'm kind of like right in the middle. Like kind of don't have a side in this, but I could see why it would be like fresh, new, like something that NFL teams haven't seen before. The NFL is a copycat league. Like you do something that not a lot of people do, and you have success with it, everybody else is gonna follow. Like I think this kind of it's like a if Cliff Kingsbury, if Rule's successful, like I think you'll start seeing more of it. But it also does like concern me a little bit, like looking at the other perspective. I feel like college offense, like if you run a pro style, you're good. Like you won't have as much growing pains. But if you come from like a spread air raid school, like something like that, like you're gonna have some issues. Like you're gonna get smacked around a little bit. It's gonna be tough for you to get a run game going. I understand like zone blocking in the run game, and like you're kind of gonna go to like revert to what you know and what worked in college. And NFL players, like it's professional now. Like they've seen it, they experienced that, but like now it's a whole different entity.
Very much so.
And I think with that, like you gotta maybe have a veteran quarterback. Like I know Cam has had a career of sacrificing his body, and I know his shoulders fucked. And he's the type of guy that'll throw a like 99-mile-an-hour fastball to a fucking screen pass just because he's Cam Newton. I think you need to have like a good vet to tie in with those like rookie college like minded coaches, like in their first couple years to kind of get them acclimated, because like that veteran quarterback or somebody even in like quarterback coach, somebody that's been around for a while, any other specialty position coaches, like one of these tight end coaches that turn into QB, that turn into OCs, that eventually turn into coaches. Like you need somebody like that can kind of like show you some wrinkles in the game that they know to like progress that young coach, that college minded guy along a little faster. So I'm kind of like right in the middle. Like I see both sides with that.
Where I'm at with it, Carolina, you may have fucked up. And here's why I'm stating that, okay? Because you're pairing. So Joe Brady isn't a mess up here because he has NFL experience. He went from being a I believe a quarterback's coach and a play caller over at Cincinnati, or not Cincinnati. Fuck the Saints. He started off with the Saints underneath Sean Payton, then left there, went to college, was the OC at LSU, developed Joe Burrow into what Joe Burrow became, and then now is heading to Carolina. Everyone is constantly right now trying to look for the next great QB whisperer. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Could that possibly be Joe Brady? So far, it has been proven, and that's what his resume and his track record shows. He's around all the right guys to help him do just that. I don't know if underneath Matt Rule and both these guys being out of college, not having really worked together at the highest level, I can understand Joe Brady going back and working underneath someone with NFL experience. Neither of these guys, aside from Brady, has it. And maybe what Carolina is trying to do here is, Carolina is committed to Rule. They signed him for 5 years. I believe it was 6. But if they need to get rid of Rule early, they can go ahead and they can switch over to Brady, and it'll be seamless. It'll be like, all right, cool. Like, no worries, no panic. Everything is all good. Are they going to run with Kyle Allen, or are they going to run with Will Greer? I mean, that's the big question. It's going to be based off of Brady's evaluation at this point. I don't know if Kyle Allen is a solid starter in the NFL.
No, he had his moments, but I don't think he's that guy. And Greer, I had a lot of faith in him. I liked Greer just like you did. Like I thought that guy was going to be the mid-round pick that would actually like end up doing something. I thought he was going to be like the Gardner Minshew, the guy that like in like the mid rounds, late rounds, and kind of came in and like took over the franchise and had his moments. So like where he had some misfortune too, but yeah, I don't know. And I don't know the state of Cam. Like it's just, I don't know what's going on there. I worry for him, but it's definitely boom or bust there. Like it's either going to really work out and other teams are going to follow and copy that in the copycat league, but it could fucking
pretty much. If you're Carolina, you're in a little with Cam, you're in a 50-50 spot. You can either keep the veteran talent and try and put them back out there on the field underneath this new set of coaching and see how it turns out, because you're going to need some type of veteran presence to balance out both these signal callers being new, or either you move on from them, you get rid of them, and you start from scratch. But just remember, you still got Christian McCaffrey on his rookie contract, and I can guarantee you, with the talent that Christian McCaffrey is, he's the type of talent that he's going to be like, so you're going to blow the whole thing up, you're going to rebuild? All right, yeah, year 4 of my rookie contract, ship me out, because I need to go protect my chicken. Because McCaffrey's the guy that's taking way too many hits right now, and we don't want to see him go and retire early like Kuechly just did.
Yeah, he's getting the Ricky Williams treatment right now. They are running him until the wheels fall off, and he might need to go somewhere where there's a dual back, backfield to just take a little bit of that off.
No, I mean, and fantasy football fans are not gonna want to hear that in regards to Christian McCaffrey, because they want, if you're a fantasy football player, you want Christian McCaffrey to stay in Carolina.
Mm-hmm. In our league, I used him with the number 1 overall. I knew, I'm like, oh, dude, they're gonna force feed the hell out of him. And like I was tempted, to lean like I know you picked Kamara. I really thought that Kamara would be the guy this year. Like I don't mean to kind of like dip down and go down the fantasy lane, but I was really high on Kamara. I kind of knew Zeke probably wouldn't have a Zeke like year. He was ran till the wheels fall off, and he was given a lion's share of everything, touches galore. But and like you see how it affected him this year. I hope that doesn't happen to McCaffrey. I'd feel so bad it happening to a guy like that.
Dude, here's the thing. So the last 2 years, the 101 overall has seen regression and has slightly moved down the ADP rankings. We go back. Todd Gurley was the 101 overall, and then he started at the tail end of last season. Super Bowl, he was completely absent. Yada yada yada. No one was looking to draft Gurley. Then it became, Saquon was supposed to be the 101 overall this year. Then we saw regression out of Saquon here in his second year. If you had Saquon Barkley, more likely you draft him at the 101 overall over Christian McCaffrey and Kamara. Then, if you had Barkley, you probably weren't in the playoffs.
Yep.
McCaffrey is projected to be the 101 overall this year in fantasy. I wonder if this trend continues. Stay tuned here on the Rumboyz Fantasy Network, guys, because later, months from now, that is definitely something that we're going to be talking about. And I promise you guys that no one else is looking at that piece of data right now. Not even my own colleagues, and I love everyone else, but no one else is looking at that piece of data in concern of Christian McCaffrey. They're just looking at where to rank him right now.
Mm-hmm.
On the lookout when you draft Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, I was about to say that's where I'm at. I picked him this year. I knew to pick him in other leagues. I advised everybody I knew that had a number 1 overall. Pick McCaffrey over Saquon, Zeke. Kamara was like up in the air over a DJ. I was just like, no, like those are like 1A and 1B. Going into this next year, like knowing what I know and seeing trends in fantasy too, and even having him this year and knowing that workload that he got and not knowing what's going on at that organization, there's other guys that I put into like that top tier. Like it went from being like 4 or 5 guys in that top tier to now like I got like 8, and like the last 3 that just fell in, I'm looking at as more of like a see a progression and see them kind of like elevate themselves to that number 1 overall pick more so than the guys that were there the last year. Like going into this next season, like hot take, I'm gonna drop a bomb. I think going into drafts, going into starts of seasons, I think Dalvin Cook, Josh Jacobs, and Nick Chubb warrant themselves to be in that like top 5 draft in a league.
Oh, shit.
Hot take.
Oh, shit. Oh, my gosh. I don't know. We'll see. We will see. Oh, man. That is bold.
That is bold. But like you can't tell me that like those like last 3 to fall into that like top tier that they play better than some of them top like those top 5s, and they also like their possibility for next year looks even better. Like I know I'm kind of being a homer with Chubb and Jacobs, but Jacobs was like he got a little injured at the end, but he's the man there. Like the system has been built. There's comfortability and chemistry there. He's gonna be that guy that's gonna elevate next year. Chubb, they get Kubiak, and Chubb put up the year he had, and he didn't even really get carries. He should have been the rushing title winner. There were games where he got 14, 16 carries, and he should have got 24. Like he'd running at 4.9 a clip, 5 a clip. He would have been the rushing title leader. I don't care. I love Derrick Henry. I give him credence too. But also another thing, Derrick Henry is like that, like 9, maybe 10 guy that can slide up in the early rounds. Like he ran the shit out of this year. But another hot take, I could see with him being kind of like slotted as not that guy and being fucked around with in Tennessee. If they don't win a Super Bowl and looking back, like to build up of situations like how we were talking about Brady, I could really see Henry be like, dude, you benched me for Neon Dion. Like,
oh, God.
Like, you took me in the first round and then you don't give me any credit. Like, watch. Look for a team like the fucking Steelers who have Connor in a rookie deal, but he's been banged up and he hasn't been totally accountable. Benny Snell, yes, showed some flashes, but still a mid-round guy. Watch a team like the Steelers or somebody needing a like bell cow back. Go out and get Henry. And his fantasy value to just soar. Like
I think Henry is enjoying his time in Tennessee and he likes being with Tennessee. I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to see that one. I think that one was just too hot right there. I think that one was a little bit off the deep end borderline. We'll see.
I think that the Steelers are gonna try to get back to AFC North football. Like everybody else has that back. Everybody else is building that defense to be stout. The AFC is won by a fucking bruiser run game and a strong defense. And I don't think Connor's the guy. I think they're scrambling, like looking what else is out there. And this running back class is deep, but I'm just saying
it is.
Off of the production for this past year, I think that I could see Pittsburgh coming at Henry sideways, talking to his agent, like, dude, they benched you for Neon Dion. Like, they took you in the first round, and then now they're using you. Like,
I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't see that. We'll see. I don't think it's gonna happen though.
You think he's getting re-signed for sure?
Derrick Henry? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And Tennessee's gonna throw all the money they can at him. Getting into some baseball here, the Twins just got a whole hell of a lot better with the signing of Josh Donaldson. What are we thinking here about the Minnesota Twins getting the third baseman? They needed the improvement. They got the improvement.
Yeah, I like the move. I know they got the Dominican guy, I think Sanu there already.
I think so, something like that.
He's not bad. He's serviceable. He gets you home runs. He's okay in the field, but I love Donaldson. Like Donaldson's probably my favorite player right now in the league. When my Indians traded for him, I was psyched. I was bummed out that we went cheap and wouldn't re-sign him. I'm laughing at Atlanta fans that are like, he's a bum, he's a dick, he scammed us. Like the dude's smart. He's signing LeBron like 1-year deals and like, hey, maybe we go on a run. If not, I'm gonna fucking go team up with these guys. And I think the Twins, they have a really young roster. They exceeded expectations this past year. I think they're still gonna be players in free agency or in the trade because they have a lot of prospects. I could see them getting another big name, a couple other big names like. And too, Donaldson and other guys that are out there still are like utility guys where you can play them at other spots. Like Donaldson will fuck around with first. He used to catch. Like you there's some maneuverability there with him. And I love Donaldson. I think he's a beast. I wish that Cleveland would have maybe gave him another shot and just like re-signed him. Like when we made that trade, I was psyched as fuck, man. I still like I know he only played a couple months, but I'm tempted to go and buy a jersey. I love Donaldson.
I think that the Twins are going to be absolutely nasty. You already had to worry about this team before. Heading into we're getting ready to gear up for spring training and such. Heading into the new MLB season, you already kind of knew that you weren't going to count this team out irregardless.
Yeah.
Look for them to make a push. They're absolutely positively now going to be in the playoffs. I think haven't they made the playoffs the last 3 years? Something like that. Last two.
I think last two, yeah.
Yeah, last two. Yeah, they made the playoffs last two. So I mean, look for them to probably make a push this year, maybe with this move to get over the hump. I'm gonna be honest. My Nationals were possibly gonna try and make this move here. Now this pretty much leaves us to have to pursue Nolan Arenado out of here where I'm based in Colorado. So I'm hoping that my Nationals can pull that off now that since Donaldson is off the board.
I know it'd make a log jam. Oh my bad.
No, Twins for getting Donaldson off the boards because I think there's only two high quality third basemen left, and Arenado's one of them. I think I want him.
Call me crazy. I know to create a logjam with the organization, but I could see them making a splash. Like I said, they got money to blow, and they got a lot of young talent. I could see the Twins getting Donaldson, slotting him at first, Sanu, DH, and I could see him going out and sign Arenado too, just to fuck with teams, and then lump together some big blockbuster trade like Arenado or Donaldson or Sanu with some of the young prospects and going out and getting like 2 major players from a good team. like somebody that is on the decline has been making the playoffs, and like they might slide and start to slip this year, and they just like want to get a guy to save face and sell some tickets and kind of maybe contend, maybe go on a run. I could really see it.
Hope not. I'm praying not.
Then they'd be calling you like, hey, like you guys would have to give up some prospects or give up a big name to get Arenado or somebody. Like they would put the pressure on you guys. They have that much salary. Like
exactly. The Nationals we like to play a little bit more conservative with that. I mean, we'll throw the money, but we like to play a little bit more conservative than that. I just hope that any of those scenarios that you had just mentioned do not fucking happen.
I can see them doing some untwins like shit and fucking with everybody.
No, please no. Getting into our next final baseball topic here, before we exit out the MLB and hype up our big fight weekend to close the show. Following the Astros cheating scandal, were the Red Sox right to part ways with manager Alex Cora? Also, I do want to toss in that the Astros just parted ways with their manager as well, Carlos Beltran, no longer with the organization.
Yeah, I think it's just like everybody involved. They know what was going on. That was a like intricate infraction. Like there's a lot of detail in that. There's a lot of moves that need to be made. The garbage can, the using the replay booth for shit like that, having the extra camera. Like there was a lot involved in that, and a lot of people involved in that. And I think Coro, just like everybody else, was a benefactor of that shit. So I think it's just that they all got let go, but their success, who they are for the game of baseball and any prospective team, I really could see them getting a job, like most of them getting a job in the next year or two, like after like the smoke clears a little bit.
Yeah, once the smoke clears, I mean, possibly. It kind of sucks for Beltran because like that was like kind of like not in my realm, in my controllability. I think it's definitely just Cora. You knew exactly what the fuck was going on. Like everyone that was a part of the Astros organization knew. There's definitely an asterisk next to their recent titles. I know the Dodgers are greatly upset. I just want to state that this adds some validation and adds even more importance as to why the Nationals defeated them and sent them down this path. Because during the whole season, I think this is something that the MLB knew about, but they didn't want to blow it up during the regular season. And then once the Nationals had beat the Astros, and with everything that was already happening in that ball club with the Astros, it was even more reason for the league to blow it all up. This is so much of a very like baseball-esque thing, like a very baseball-esque type of scandal. Like we don't, aside from what the Deflategate, like we don't get anything else like this really in football or basketball or any of those other sports. I feel like they definitely deserved it, especially because this is the only sport that they have that they have these types of scandals and they have these types of things go down. So, Cora, I'm sorry. You were aware. I think that you're going to get hired again. I don't know necessarily if you should get hired again. Is the problem?
Yeah, and I don't like that. But Max Kellerman and Stephen A made good points about how the Major League Baseball and their incidents. What's up, little man? Major League Baseball and their incidents have like trickled over into other leagues. Like, you know, the steroid abuse, like that started other leagues testing stuff that's happened with Major League Baseball has actually brought other leagues into like court proceedings and like under a microscope with certain things. Like baseball is no way, shape, or form, like even the sport. Like I know it's America's pastime, but like they've done some fucking foul shit. They're tainted in a way.
Very.
It's just a messed up situation. And I love that Houston team. And to me, like looking at them, like with how talented they are, like they didn't need to cheat. They could have won some shit. It's almost like I don't know. It's almost like the homie or like the person you first just meet, or like you go into like a new school or something, and you like hadn't to like lie to like fit in. It's just like you're always gonna have people that don't like you, don't fuck with you. Like you kind of gotta like be yourself, because there are those people that like will appreciate you, like just like them, like for the talent that they had. Like even if they didn't win it, like we would look back like, man, that was a team. That's the team like the 04 Suns, like that should have fucking did something, but like what the fuck, like that's tough. But it like I said, it's almost like the homie that like lies about a bunch of shit, like to like just seem cool or like whatever. Like you like look him dead in the face, like dude, like you don't have to lie, you don't have to bullshit. Like we fuck with you, like you're our dude. Like come on now, that's like kind of what I look at it as. Like they didn't need to cheat, man. That team is so talented. Win lose, like we would have been like, damn, that was a squad there.
Exactly. They didn't need to. They did it, and it did assist in wins. Getting into our final topic here, we do have a huge fight this weekend. McGregor returns. We talked about we talked about this yesterday. We're going to talk about it tomorrow again on Rumboyz After Dark. But what we got to go ahead and hype this up. Heading into UFC 246, do you feel like Cerrone is just a little bit too lax right now, heading into the current fight?
No, man. I was talking about this last night in Sports for Discord for a while. We were talking like UFC for hours. And I don't view it as lax by Cerrone. I view it as like he's been there before. He's a professional. He's not trying to get like low key. He's not trying to get like too high and like that type of stress that you get going into a fight of like being too high or being too like I gotta get this motherfucker. Like I think he's been there before. He's just like low key chill, and he's wrapping up a really successful fucking career, and he's been there time and time again. I think he's just being cowboy, being professional. Just I've been here before. Like I don't need to kind of like I don't need to start like a Diaz like shit talking spat or like build it up Mayweather Conor. Like I think he's just staying in his lane, he's just being cowboy. He's just I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna get to the 4th round. I'm gonna take his best shots. Hopefully, I'm still in the fight at that time, and then I'm gonna be my inner cowboy, and I'm gonna pull some shit like last minute when everybody else is tired, because that's what he does. Like he lasts through fucking nitty gritty fights, bruiser fights. And looking at it too, like for Conor, I've been watching some film, and he looks like he's got pop behind his punches again. Like he looks strong. Like he looks fast. I just hope that he has some conditioning and he's not the Conor that we always know that just fucking 1st round, 2nd round, he fucking shoots his load and then he fucking dies and he hopes to stay in the fight 3rd and 4th and have a comeback in the 5th. I hope we don't see that Conor. I hope he's progressed on that level, like stamina wise. And two, if we can, like to add on to like the topic of like fights and whatnot, I haven't talked fights with you for a while. I know, check them out. Jake Miller's been putting out some sick articles for UFC and combat sports, but I want to talk of Masvidal putting out I want to fight the fucking big 3 this next year. I want to fight Khabib, Mayweather, and Conor in 2020. Yep. I want to talk about that. I want to touch with that, but first I want to hear what you think about Cerrone and if he's kind of just being professional and been there before, or if he's just like going about it like too much with ease.
So I feel like Cerrone is going about it with too much with ease, but there's a reason why I feel that way. I think that Donald Cerrone, he knows heading into this fight that this fight is set up for McGregor's return. I think that he's kind of fully aware of that. He's going to go in there and he's going to try and give it his all and put his all, leave it there in the cage. But I mean, at the same damn time, I think he deep down knows, and I think that's why he's stating he's going to go out there and he's going to put on a fight. I think that's also why he's gone on record and he has stated, probably should I take him to the ground and end it that way? Yeah, he knows that that he has better wrestling and better jiu-jitsu.
Yeah,
but because he's fighting Connor, he's going to go out there and he's going to try and slug it out with him. And I think that'll virtually end up in his loss. And I think that he's actually okay with that and accepting that kind of a little bit early, even though that's not really in his wheelhouse and in his personality types, just kind of accept something. But I think he does know. I think the UFC knows. I think all the fans know. Despite how much of a payday it is for the two fighters, look for this probably even in viewings. Aside from Conor McGregor viewers wanting him to come back, look for the viewership to kind of be just one-sided, and even this fight be one-sided.
Yeah, and I used to be a Conor guy. I'm Irish, really Irish, Scottish too. Like I love the dude. I love old McGregor. I like before this ego and all the bullshit, and like it's like a publicity stunt now. Like I want old Conor. Like I want humble beginnings, like on the grind Conor. I don't like this like king of the world fucking Conor. It's like it's Floyd Mayweather-esque, and I don't like that. But I would like to see him get back in and have success. And I don't know. I want him to lose that like golden boy, like this guy is the company type deal. I just want him to go back to being Conor and just being a good fighter and like about bettering himself and not like getting notoriety and like becoming more fame. Like I don't like that. But two, like I know what you said about like you think it's gonna be just kind of you think Cerrone's not gonna try to take it to the ground. Both of these guys aren't really like known for that. Both of these guys are kind of like bruisers. They're kind of just hang in there, like they just punch it out. And I think we're in for, and I hope we're in for a McGregor Diaz too, like a just where like guys are knocking each other down, they're letting each other up. Yeah, there's some tagging and there's some there's some scrapping on the fence and some clinch going on, but like I would love to see these guys just like stand up and like have a battle of heart and like as both like strikers, Connor like a more proficient one, but Cerrone's had a career taking everybody's best shots and being there in the later rounds and pulling something. So, like I really want to see just a dog fight, a man versus man like strike type fight.
That's what I want. Like deep down, I want this to go 4 or 5 rounds between the two. But if McGregor has really trained the way that he has, and his conditioning is really where it's at, I wouldn't be shocked if like I said, if it ends quick. 3rd round, possibly. I'm excited to call this fight. What I'm more excited though with this fight is the storyline after, and how things lead after. Like you had just mentioned, Masvidal. I think that this could set up a Masvidal McGregor. I know that's a very dangerous fight, mainly for McGregor, mainly really for McGregor. But that could set up a Masvidal McGregor. That could set up a McGregor Khabib 2, that could set up a McGregor Ferguson. So a lot of different things could happen here. Masvidal saying, like you mentioned, he wants to fight, the best in the sport. He wants to go up against Khabib. He wants to go up against McGregor. What are kind of you said you wanted to wrap with that? What are kind of your thoughts surrounding that?
Well, the Masvidal.
Yeah.
Well, one really quick one I did. Jake said Cerrone has the most submission wins in UFC history. Yeah, I know, but that's just because he's had so many bouts. Like, as a martial artist, like you pick up things like on your journey. Like you grow, you learn. Like he's picked up that, but like why he's Cowboy is like that. Like striker, like anything could happen. That fly at the hip. Like I'm gonna hang and take somebody's best shot and. Well, he like doesn't have the striking level of like other people. He still can hang. That's what I'm saying about like this fight in particular. Like I'm not giving him any credence or credit for his submission abilities. But you learn things as you grow. Like I've done jiu-jitsu for a couple years and this is not my final form. I'm gonna fucking get better. It's something that's fucking my cup of tea today, and what I rely on today is gonna be a weakness or something that's further down the line of the wrinkle of my game later on. But with the Masvidal, I would love to see him get those 3 fights. I think he is pound for pound like the best guy right now. Like I think he is like the most dominant like Mike Tyson guy of the UFC right now. And I do give a lot of credence to Adesanya. Shout out to love that dude. But I would love to see a John Jones versus Adesanya real soon too.
Yeah, I want a John Jones versus Adesanya. I just heard Masvidal's voice in my head in his last presser. You guys wanted to see me fight McGregor? You guys are fucking mean. Like,
yeah.
But I do want to see you fight McGregor because I want you to put McGregor back in his place. I feel like if McGregor does beat Cerrone, that's going to reactivate whatever fucked up chemical is in McGregor's brain. He's going to go back to who he was. I still feel like he still is who he was. I feel like the kind of good boy act that he put on there in front of Ariel Helwani recently, I feel like that was BS. Mm-hmm. You know, McGregor's never that calm. McGregor's never that chill. So I'm not sure exactly how I feel. I definitely want him to fight Masvidal. I feel like Masvidal should get an opportunity against McGregor, against Khabib. I do not know if Masvidal should fight Floyd. I feel like no, stay.
I want him to fight Floyd.
Here's
how I see it working out. I can see Conor beating Cerrone. I can see us getting a Conor versus Khabib too. I would love to see that. I want this to be the year of fights, man. I want this to be the year of like look back, like that was a fucking great year for fights. Like boxing is slowly starting to decline. Like they're even guys like that. I don't know. I don't want to say that like sound like a dick by saying this, but like guys that like really like are talented but not all that special are getting like kind of elevated because that sport is like they're trying to get names, like they're trying to elevate themselves. They're trying to compete with UFC and they can't. I would love to see this be the year of fights for UFC, for boxing, for combat sports, period. I want to see an Adesanya versus Jones. I want to see a Mayweather versus Khabib again. I want to see a Masvidal versus
or a McGregor versus Khabib. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's what I meant. And two, another one I want to see, because I do not think it will affect his boxing legacy, and it would still be a fucking payday. Like I said, again, I want to get this point across. It would not affect his boxing fucking legacy. I want to see Floyd Mayweather train in MMA for a solid half a year, maybe a year right at the tail end. Give it December. Give us Conor versus Mayweather in an MMA event. I want to see it. It will not affect Mayweather's legacy in boxing, and it will only like improve upon that of McGregor. And also it would take a lot of like the shit talk and the you won't fight Conor in his spot. And I think if Mayweather loses to Conor, which he probably will, because it's pretty much like you're getting an animal out of its element. Like a shark's gonna kill a bear in the ocean. You know, it's like that's what you're getting, the other one in their arena of fucking talent. But I think if Conor loses, I think that sets up if Mayweather loses, there will be the like, oh, you lost to Conor, like Conor could maybe beat you in boxing. I don't think Conor and Mayweather should happen in a boxing event again, but I think if Mayweather does come in the MMA, loses to Conor, that shit talk and shit that's like coming around, like that would be angled towards him, would set up for Masvidal, like, I want you in boxing. And I think Masvidal would have a better shot at beating Mayweather than Conor did.
See, so with McGregor first, if he tried to go back into boxing, I want you to face Manny Pacquiao first.
I would love to see that again. But to Floyd, like the knock on Floyd is
no. I want to see Conor McGregor face Pacquiao.
Oh, okay. That would be a good one.
Pacquiao hits harder than Mayweather.
Yeah.
I want to see you take the power of Pacquiao and the technical abilities of Pacquiao before going up in there against Mayweather. I feel like personally we already saw what McGregor's capable of. I feel like he just loves boxing. He stated that he wants to go get a boxing world title. I don't think that that's happening. I feel like the WBC should even allow that. But if he's going to step back in there, take Pacquiao first. Work your way up to Mayweather. Mayweather's regarded as the best. Now, those of us that watch sport, we know that the Pacquiao is the harder hitter. But I want to see Pacquiao fight McGregor. And
I would love that, but I don't want to see Conor versus Mayweather in a boxing match ever again. Like I don't know, like yeah, he got that. I don't want to see round 2 of that. I want to see round 2 of that in Conor's arena. I want to see it in the UFC. I want like Conor knitted up and fucking came over to boxing and participated in his arena in his court. I want to see Mayweather like give him a gimme, and then they'll both make a big payday off of it.
But here's the problem with that. Conor was talking, oh, I'll beat you in boxing, and I've been training in boxing. Conor has been trained in boxing, so on and so forth. Mayweather at the age of 42 now, 43, he has never really trained MMA a day in his life. I mean, so to take a whole year and a half, to train, we wouldn't even get that fight till mid 2021, probably April 2021, May 2021. If they were,
he's been like mixing it up, like kickboxing, like doing other stuff for the past like 5-6 months. And he stays like he ain't even fighting anymore. He stays in shape like a motherfucker. Like I don't think like some of them guys have that like real capability, that innate talent to just grow and learn a discipline like that. Like what's his name? BJ Penn got a black belt in like 3 years, and it takes everybody else like average of like 8-10. It's just like certain guys are just like inept and have that ability to just learn and pick it up on the fly. I think Floyd could learn a little bit to where he could defend himself and it would be an actual decent fight. But I would love to see Mayweather nut up like Conor did and come over in his arena and be like, and just try. Like he could maybe fucking beat Conor. Like you never know. I mean, all right, I take that back because I know what I know about martial arts. Like, yes, like a boxer in that arena is gonna get humble pie like really motherfucking quick. But
like that was the only way that Mayweather would beat Conor is if it was 4-ounce gloves, and Mayweather does check Conor on the chin that one time. It's like, all right, Conor, you're that would be the only way. Like if they were wearing 4-ounce gloves, and I would never want to get hit by a real by a fucking boxer with 4-ounce gloves. MMA fighters and boxers punch completely different. I've been hit by fucking both.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've done both too. I'm just getting back into boxing now, and I want to get back into jiu-jitsu too here soon. But yeah, it's a whole different entity. But I don't know. Conor's big dog, big nuts, man. I don't think he would fucking worry about 4-ounce gloves. I think he would take the fight just to beat him in his own arena and just be like, look, dude, you beat me in your shit. I beat you in my shit. And I don't want to see anything after that. I don't want to see another Mayweather 2.0 or McGregor Mayweather 2.0 in either. I don't want to see it in MMA. I don't want to see it in boxing, period. I want them to each fight in their own perspectives and then both walk away better for it, and get a payday off of it and help both of them expand their legacies a little bit. And too, like with Mayweather, I think it would show something that Mayweather said, like, okay, like, yeah, I'll give UFC a try because he dodged some guys in his career. I think he should have fought Pacquiao 2 or 3 years earlier.
Yeah.
He dodged him forever. Like that'd be the knock on Mayweather, that he won all them fights. He's money, but I don't know. He kind of certain times where he could have like been like, I want that guy. I want to prove a point. He didn't.
He protected his career. He protected his chicken.
Yeah.
And fault for that. But ladies and gentlemen, we do appreciate you guys for joining us today. I started hearing the doop, and I was like, oh shit. So I do thank you guys for joining us today. Make sure you follow us at Rumboyz, spelled the Z, N-E-T, on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Been getting a lot of love on the gram lately and a lot of love on Twitter. I don't know. It's just been a little crazy. I like it. Maybe it's because we went back to being on Spotify. I don't know. You guys can go ahead and rewatch and recheck this episode out on Spotify, on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Radio Public, Stitcher, anywhere and everywhere where podcasts are associated. You can catch us on YouTube and Sportscaster. And most importantly, make sure you sign up for rumboyz.com if you have not already. Nick Howard, what you got for him?
I just want to say thanks for having me on, man. If I could, one quick point. I know we're wrapping it up, but off of what we were just talking about, how I only want to see one more in UFC, Conor versus McGregor, and nothing else after that. I want to see Masvidal versus Mayweather in a boxing match, but like after that, I just think that they should just get one and only fight, because Masvidal is more geared to box. He grew up boxing. He grew up a street fighter. He's a better striker. I want to see that happen one time and then that be over. Like almost like in the past, like in boxing, when boxing was like really something, you saw certain guys only face each other once and move on with their careers, and or guys go to other weights and like stuff like that. I want to see that only happen one time. Masvidal versus Mayweather in a boxing match. But for me, what's going on? I'm gonna be starting my channel soon. I'm kind of like a perfectionist. I like everything to be like in line and like good to go. I like having equipment, but I'm just gonna start going and doing my thing nitty gritty and like build it up. Just like I had to take a step back and like look at everything with perspective, like I do, like just like with martial arts and like even sports and like lifting and stuff like that. You always got to start somewhere without expectations and slowly build. So I'm going to start my channel. I'm going to start doing my content. Like Nutrinick is being born very fucking soon. And some other stuff. But yeah, I'm going to start kind of nitty gritty, like raw and like bare bones, because that's kind of like how I am too. Everybody knows me as like a brutally honest, raw, like uncut type of person. So that's how it's going to roll.
Hell yeah. So be on the lookout for Nick Howard's YouTube channel, and he's going to be getting that up and running and started here in 2020. It's been a pleasure having you, brother. Once again, follow us on all social media at Rumboyz, spelled the Z, N-E-T, and also sign up for rumboyz.com if you have not already. Cheers to me. Cheers to you, all the Rumboyz and girls. What it do. Daily. We are out of here. Peace.
Take care, family.
That one.